Okay, we got a question from Why You Mad Bro L. And so it's a three-part question. The first part is, or let's go in reverse. It's what do I do before tryouts, or how do I prepare for tryouts? And then it's how do I raise soccer IQ? And then what things could I do to make myself more advanced as a soccer player? And actually, the answer is interconnected, because this stuff that you can do that I'm about to show you can lead right into the tryout. Right, it acts as a skills warm-up, and strength is involved in skills training. So there's a lot of players who spend a lot of time doing weightlifting. Right, they're doing a lot of bench press, they're doing a lot of squats, and they neglect skills training. Right, they think they're going to improve their game significantly just because they're doing heavy weight training. And what happens is they don't train skills on a daily basis, and then not only do their skills hurt, but what happens often is that they'll get injured. Now they're doing neither. And you said that you're an athletic, right? You're an athletic player. So what's really important is getting into a daily training routine and making sure you warm up, because if you get injured, that's the one thing that's really going to lower your energy, right? It's going to really get your morale down if you're injured, and especially if it's a non-contact injury. And so this is what some of this stuff can help. Okay, let's get right into it. So when you raise your soccer IQ, a lot of people suggest watching soccer games. Right? They say, "Oh, watch pro games," or they say, watch high level players play." But in my mind, if you could only choose between two options, watching players play or getting touches yourself, if you could only choose one, I think the answer is quite obviously get touches yourself, because you could watch high-level players play all day, but that doesn't mean, right, you could watch Premier League for your whole life. That doesn't mean it's going to make you into a Premier League player just by watching Premier League players, right? But training every day and playing with high-level players might get you there. I mean, and maybe you want to watch a little bit of high-level players play, but the question is, it's a thought experiment. If I could only choose one, it's getting touches on a daily basis, playing all the time, and training. And so here's what I would suggest. I would invest in a size 1 ball. And the reason you want to invest in a size 1 ball is because when you invest in a size 1 ball, not only is it super portable, so you can bring it everywhere you go, to school, to work, to practice, to games, but just by bringing it everywhere you go, you're going to get more touches. When you get more touches, you're going to make more mistakes. More mistakes will lead to more learning. The second reason, and so what I call this is called a soccer vacation, right? It's like everywhere you go, you're just in a relaxed way, right? You're just getting more touches than anyone in your age group, and that won't necessarily make you the best player, but just from a point of development, who's going to get better? The player who gets 1,000 touches a week, or the players who's getting 5,000 touches a week, 10,000 touches a week, and right, just dribbling around your house on your walk to school, walk to work. You want to be very careful, right? You want to make sure you don't hurt yourself. Bicyclists, cars, you want to make sure that ball doesn't run into the road to cause an accident, depending on where you are. But as long as you're being safe and aware, I think bringing a ball with you everywhere you go can really just help you elevate your game. So that's step 1, soccer vacation. Bring a ball everywhere you go. The second reason why a size 1 ball is ideal, not just for portability, is because it'll give you a competitive advantage. Right, a size 1 ball is harder to manipulate than a size 5 ball, which means if you go to a game field, or you go play at practice with the rest of your team, and you've been training with a size 1 ball, a size 4 or a size 5 ball will feel much easier. You'll be able to dominate, right? Your skills, your ball handling will improve significantly, right? You'll notice that ball handling becomes more effortless because you've been training with a more challenging ball, Right, a size 1 ball it's smaller, it's harder to manipulate than a size 5 or a size 4. So just by training with a smaller ball, that's going to give you a competitive advantage. Right, so that's why I say, right, so there's multiple reasons to get a size 1 ball. The portability, and because it's going to make you, and because it's harder to dribble with than a size 5 ball. I wouldn't dribble with a tennis ball though. Tennis ball I think is too small. I would juggle with a tennis ball. I think a tennis ball is something you always want to bring with you because you could juggle with it. But for our reasons, what we're talking about right now, a size 1 ball is ideal because it's the perfect combination of a ball you can juggle with and a ball that you can dribble with. Next thing you want to learn is breathing. I say this to almost every single player I talk to or make a response video to. This is something that I wish I learned. I played soccer at the D1 level in the States, and so most players, you tell them to take a deep breath, they look like this. They go. If you're using your upper back and shoulders, right, if you take this test, if you take a deep breath and your shoulders go up into the air, then you want to check out Dr. Vranich, How to Breathe. It looks like this. Right, you're going. You can see my belly go in and out. And so just by mastering this one breathing technique, it's really going to raise your endurance and stamina, right? Breathing is probably one of the most important skills you can learn because of the rule of 3. 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 weeks, give or take, without food or water, you'd be dead. That's why breathing is the most important thing. Second thing that you might want to invest in is just a piece of rope. It's called an RMT rope. Right, a piece of rope as long as you are tall. You can make this at your local hardware store for $10, or you can order it online. Either way. But why it's so powerful is because a lot of players don't realize how important their hands are. Right, it took me years to understand that how my hands moved really affected my shots. It really affected my running technique. And so just by swinging this to the left and to the right of your body, not only are you bending and twisting your spine, but you're understanding where your body is in time and space. And all that means is that you have better control of your body. And so when you have better control of your body, you could be you're nimble, you're explosive, you can stop on a dime, you're more balanced. It makes warm-up more fun. It helps you alleviate soreness in the body. This rope has made me 10 times better than my senior year. Right, I'm 10 times better as a 34-year-old than a 22-year-old D1 college soccer player. Right, so this rope is so powerful because it's effortless. Anywhere you are in the world, right, it's like having a soccer gym in your pocket for $10. So you just go to your local hardware store. The width, the diameter of the rope doesn't really matter that much. You just want a rope, right? Just say I'm looking to cut a piece of rope for myself, a soft piece of rope for myself. And they say, well, we only cut it. They'll say, we only cut it by the foot. How long do you want? So if you're between 4 feet and 5 feet, you want to go a little bit longer. You want a 5-foot rope. If you're between 5 feet and 6 feet, you want a 6-foot rope. And so on and so on. And the reason you want a rope that's a little longer than you are tall is because what you can do is you can tie handles, right? You can make knots. Some people like using knots for grips. Some people like just having used their fingers, right? I tell goalkeepers if they leave one side of the rope knotted and they leave one side of the rope unknotted, it changes the way that it strengthens your hand and your body. And so for those reasons, you have to play around with whatever you like. But for me, what I do, even though I'm not a goalkeeper, I'll do, if I could have it my way, one side knotted with a handle. So you could just make a simple, right? So you make a simple knot like this. You go over, wrap it around. You start to wrap it towards the loop that you just made. And then you pull it through. Nice and easy. That's it. And so Yeah, so in terms of movement, right? So what this RMT rope does, it teaches you effortless, um, it teaches you perfect balance. It's multi-directional balance and movement. It gives you permission to just move your body around, and it's such an easy warm up, right? It makes you fast, right? I noticed when I started using this, my shooting improved, my striking technique improved, even my dribbling improved. Like every part of my game improved when I started swinging this rope in circles. And some people say, "Oh, well, it looks too complicated." It's really not, right? You just start if you could swing this thing in a circle, then you got it, right? Get into one-legged balance. You could get into a lunge, swing it, go full range of motion in the shoulders. You could go underneath the leg, right? Mayweather, the boxer, likes to go underneath the leg. You could go behind the back, right? So there's just infinite. You could go two-hand swings, right, left to right, infinity style. You could go to right, to left, right? There's so many patterns to learn, and each pattern you learn, it multiplies the benefits. So this is something that I'm just gonna stop talking about it because it's changed my life so much. Okay. And so the next thing you want to learn is called the Tom Turnbull dribbling sequence. What is the Tom Turnbull dribbling sequence? It's a rhythmic pattern. And so what it does is it helps you not think about dribbling. And why this is important is because when you're on the field, you don't want to think about dribbling. You just want to be in a state of, effortless joy. And so this is what it looks like. You go outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Right? You repeat that over and over and over, breathing, staying relaxed, nice and easy, getting to a rhythm. A lot of players I teach this to, they try and go way too fast, right? They go outside, outside, inside, outside. No, that's not the way to do it. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Outside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Right? Once you master it, once you go slow, the speed will come. And so right, you have that size 1 ball that you invested in. You just start to do that sequence over and over and over. And keep in mind, all this stuff that I'm showing you, this is what you can do before your warm-up. This is what you can do during practices if you're on the sideline. If you're right before practice, you do this after practice. You could do this if you're on the sidelines of a game if you're not a starter, right? It's effortless skills training that's going to raise your awareness of the ball on the dribble and in the air, which will allow you to get your head up. When you get your head up, then you can make better decisions, right? So that's how you improve your soccer IQ, by improving your awareness on the ball so you can see the field. Because if my touch isn't good, then my head is down. If it takes me 3 touches to settle a ball in the air, when it takes someone else 1, who do you think's got the better soccer IQ? The person who can take the ball out of the air swiftly, get their head up, and it's like they have eyes in the back of their head, right? Because they're always scanning. They see where the defenders are. They see where their attackers are. They can play the ball into space in a relaxed way, and they think, it seems like they have better soccer IQ. They actually just have great vision because they have a great touch, but it starts with a great touch. Okay, next thing you want to master is juggling. If you haven't developed a juggling habit, it's really quite simple. Firstly, a lot of players, they start to freak out if they can't juggle 25 times, 50 times, 100 times. You want to let the ground be your juggling partner wherever you are. Right? I used to get super frustrated because I couldn't keep the ball up whatever amount of times. Get into the habit, right? Ground gets a touch, you get a touch. Ground gets a touch, you get a touch. Ground gets a touch, you get a touch, right? Nice and easy. Pop, pop, let it hit. Pop, 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 let it hit. Right? So juggling sequences to right, to left, with the thighs, with the feet. If you haven't mastered juggling, starting with the thighs is a great place to start. I I got some dirt on my ball or something. Hold on 1 second. If you haven't mastered juggling, starting with the thighs is a great place to start because there's less distance from your thigh than from your hands, right? There's less distance from your hands to your thighs than your hands are to your feet, which means you could get into better habit, right? You want to help yourself. You want to make it easy to succeed, right? You want to make skills easy. They say make skills easy, make strength hard. Boom, right here. Boom, right here. Boom, 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 boom. Breathing. Relaxed, nice and easy. Right here. Right? So if you're really not super confident with your juggling, right, this is okay. You could do this. Bang. Nice and easy. And then, you drop it, that's okay. Pop it back up, pop it up. Right? Have fun with it. Just have fun with it, stay relaxed. And so this 2.2 pound medicine ball, right? I'm not sure what your budget is. If you're really committed to it, this weighted ball, or even a basketball, if you pump up a basketball very hard, a weighted ball can improve your juggling. And they say not all the best jugglers are the best players, but all the best players are always the best jugglers. So a weighted ball could be in your it could be another thing that could really elevate your game if you're looking to take your game to the next level. Okay, lastly. Oh, I'm sorry, not lastly. So we have RMT rope, right? We've got a $10 rope from your local hardware store. We have a basketball or a weighted medicine ball for juggling. We have a size 1 ball for dribbling. And now this last tool, right? This is the last tool I'm going to talk about. And just with these 3 tools, a size 1 ball, an RMT rope, a weighted ball, and the weighted ball is not even necessary. It can help, but it's not necessary in the beginning. But this thing I think is one of the essentials. This is an SKLZ Solo Kick Trainer. You get it online on Amazon for about $25, maybe $24. And why it's so powerful is because it's like having a training partner everywhere you go. And it's more portable than a rebounder. And if you don't have a wall around you, or you get yelled at for playing ball in the house, this thing is perfect because you're not going to break anything, right, since it's on the rope. You can do it while you're watching TV. You can do it on the sideline while staying in proximity to where your team is. You could cram, right? This helps you cram months of training into days or weeks because you don't spend any time chasing it. That's why this SKLZ Solo Kick Trainer is one of the most powerful tools that can really improve your game. And so the question is, what do you do before a tryout? If you get to a tryout, a lot of players don't realize that there's like 3 tryouts going on at every tryout. There's the time that the coaches are watching players move before the tryout. There's the actual tryout, and then there's the time after the tryout. Before the tryout, if you start to do some of these things in a relaxed way, swing your rope, do your dribbling sequences, do your juggling sequences, right? 2 right, 2 left, or 2 with the front foot, 2 with the left foot, 2 with the right foot, 2 with the left foot. Get into a nice rhythm, and then you go with the kick trainer. Actually, I think the pattern should be RMT rope, kick trainer, juggling, dribbling. That's my personal opinion. I've been playing soccer for 27 years, and I play D1 ball. And if I go to a tryout, if I get to a tryout an hour early, half an hour early, even 10 minutes early, 5 minutes early, that's my warm up. RMT rope, kick trainer, juggling, dribbling. And you could go 1-1-1, right? You could go 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. You could go 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. You want to just be staying relaxed and getting a lot of touches, right? You're just getting to a nice rhythm, right? And then I would say the other most important thing is removing negative self-talk. There's a lot of players, or some players, they're always apologizing. They're always saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, missed the ball. I'm sorry." They're like cursing at themselves. And I used to be one of those. I've been there. But you want to get out of that habit of getting down on yourself after you make a mistake, because in the most recent World Cup game, both teams made a lot of mistakes. So it's not about not making mistakes. It's about staying relaxed after you make a mistake. But it's not that you want mistakes, it's about that you're human. So you need to be forgiving yourself in an instant, right? Because if you focus on the mistake, you take yourself out of the whole game. Especially if you make a big mistake early on, you miss a goal, or you miss, someone scores on you, or you miss you do something stupid. It's easy to start to talk negatively about yourself. So removing negative self-talk, get out of your head, and just keep playing, keep moving forward. Okay, hopefully some of these ideas help. Reach out with any questions. All right, thank you.